All right. Introduce yourself. Tell everybody who you are and what you do, and then we're gonna go into these questions because I got 24 of them for you.
Oh, wow. Okay. Hi, I'm Jess from Jessturnpages. I spray edges, I do covers, and I do PR for a few authors.
Okay. So let's get into the questions. Have you always identified as an artist or creative? Can you recall your earliest memory of creating something with your hands or expressing yourself visually, and how that memory connects to what you do now?
Yes, always since I was little. Well, memory wise, it connects with my mom because my mom, she works with kids and she did a lot of arts and crafts. And that's kind of how I got into drawing. And I originally was drawing fashion, so drawing clothes. And as I got older, it kind of switched, and now I do everything.
Mm. So, how did your personal love of books transform into an artistic business venture? Was there a moment that made you realize you could turn your reading habit into something that also nurtured your entrepreneurial spirit?
Yes, doing a book cover. That was the first time I realized I was like, oh, I can draw book covers. And then I kind of stumbled onto spray edges. And now that's kind of like my main thing now.
You nice with it though. You nice with it. Your custom spray edges have a unique personality. Each book becomes a collector's piece. What does your design process look like from concept to completion? Do you read the book first, or do you base your inspiration on the cover, themes, or vibes?
Okay, so sometimes I read the book and my inspiration comes from that.
Mm.
Like, let me think of one that I read. Oh, okay, Birthday Girl.
Mm-hmm.
With this one, you would have to read the book to understand the donut. What is that?
That's sick.
The donut and the candle.
Okay.
So that's what the difference with that one. And then some, this one, if you ever read Hidden Pictures, then you know about the drawings. You can see them when you open the book that it has
Wow.
the drawings in it. So that's what I kind of based that one off of.
I like that. I like that. Has there been a book that stumped you creatively, something where the themes or covers didn't immediately speak to you? How did you break through that creative block?
Mm, it was probably the Mind Elf series because everybody had the same kind of look to it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was spraying this book in the spraying industry. And I wanted mine to look different from everybody else's.
Mm-hmm.
So when people start purchasing them, they'll know, like, oh, okay, that's just book.
Mm.
I put the Mind Elf on the cover, me on the top and bottom with a heart in the middle, that a bleeding heart. So that's how you will be able to tell mine from any other one.
Do you typically work off a brief from authors, or are you trusted to freestyle your vision? And how do you balance your personal style with an author's vision, especially when they may not fully know what they want?
I haven't had anybody tell me what to do so far.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody just let me do what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And so I haven't ran into that problem.
Lucky.
Yeah.
Do you have any creative rituals or pep talks you give yourself give yourself when starting a new design? What grounds you or reignites the fire when you're feeling unsure or burnt out?
Okay, so it's this book called The Silver Method. And I read that maybe 5 years ago. That's when I got into digital drawing. And it's like a trained process to to reach different parts of your brain that you don't have access to.
Mm.
So after doing the silver method for a couple of months and meditating and doing those things, I gradually start getting better digital drawing. So now when I feel like I don't know what to do, I'll go pull out the silver method and read that and do the meditations and the steps. And it always works out.
I'm gonna have to try that. From reading sprints and community circles to owning your own business, how did that transition feel? Was it terrifying, empowering, or something in between?
It's always fear with starting something new
Mm.
and not knowing how it's going to turn out. So that was definitely a thing. But at the same time, like, I just kind of, this is probably like my fourth or fifth business.
Mm-hmm.
So I just pick it up and I like, okay, let's see how it go.
Yeah.
Like, only win or lose.
Hey. Do you expect the kind of support? Did you expect the kind of support your designs have received both from readers and the author community? What has surprised you the most about the reception to your work?
I didn't expect this at all. Like, the last couple of books that I did literally sold out. So that really surprised me. So that was like a big moment.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You're operating in a niche where white creators are more visible and often more supported. How has it been carving space as a Black woman in this space? What kinds, if any, microaggressions or systematic blocks have you experienced, and how have you pushed past them?
I think just trying to get our books out there in the way that theirs are. Because I actually learned from that side. And I wanted to take that because I see them, they work a lot with their indie authors and they make their books look amazing. So I wanted to do the same thing for us on this side. So that's actually been working out a lot lately because I took the step and start reaching out to authors and saying, hey, would you like this book that everybody loves? Would you like to get that sprayed? And so now I got a few books coming out soon, like back to back.
You design books across the board, no matter the author's ethnicity, gender, or genre. But have you ever declined to work on a book? Was it for moral reasons, creative differences, or a boundary you had to hold?
No, I actually have the person who got me into this and was my first customer, K Swag. She reads a lot of pitch black and really dark books. And she always send me books to spray for her. And she had one, I can't remember the name of it, but it was something about toast and tampons.
Excuse me?
Yeah. I think he was a cannibal or something like that. And that was part of the design on the edges. Was yeah.
Okay. Is there a dream book or author you would love to design for but haven't been able to yet, and why that particular book or creator?
Jacquel. The Delgado series. Because I love that series. I definitely love it.
With more collectible editions hitting the market, foil stamping, reversible dust jackets, and exclusive spray edges, what do you think makes your designs and business stand out? Is it your artistic process, your cultural perspective, your storytelling approach when you spray, or something else entirely?
I think it's my designs. I think that's what separates everybody in this industry is nobody's going to make the same design. Everybody
Mm,
frames works differently, and my process is different from somebody else's process.
mm,
So no matter who gets into this, like, and they never stop. Like they, when I ask questions about, oh, what do you do as far as this? Very open. They'll send me the whole play by play what I needed to do to get started because everybody's designs are different. So
mm.
it doesn't even matter who does it.
Okay. So, are you seeking longer term contracts with publishers or indie houses? What does partnership or licensing look like in your vision for growth?
Ooh, I don't know. Like that I actually haven't thought about that because spraying on that level,
Mm,
a lot of the artists that started off when I started off have moved to printing machines.
mm,
So they come up with the design, but the machine prints it off.
mm.
So probably moving towards that direction.
If, let's just say, if a major publishing house offered you a deal, right? Would you worry about creative restrictions? How would you advocate for maintaining your voice and style in that kind of corporate relationship?
I would definitely like going into the contract, ask to have like no, do not try to stop my creativity. Whatever I design, that's what it is. Like,
Hmm.
and that's the only way I would go into that contract.
Hmm. So, what current or upcoming projects can you tease or share with us? Any theme collections, limited editions, or collaborations you're just so excited about?
Okay. So I know Tay Monet is sending a series to get sprayed. Um, Demon's Dream Special Edition
Wait, you with the new cover?
with the new cover,
Oh,
a
okay.
special edition cover
Oh, okay. Shit.
with purple spray edges, her signature color.
Okay. Take the money, I guess.
And I have one more. I got a few. Misha is gonna tell me what she's getting done.
I interviewed her Saturday, I think.
Yeah,
Which book? Did she tell you which book?
she hasn't told me which book yet. I'm
I
waiting
hope
for
it's the
some
book
more.
that I just hope is. I hope it's either Baker's Bully or her Bulgari Mafia series, cartel series.
Okay, I asked her about those too. Um, I have this one coming soon.
Yo, I read that. Yo, I love that story.
She's sending me that one, and I'm doing this one.
Oh snap. Okay. 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 Okay, Jess. So I also noticed you talked about expanding your services to PR and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I noticed you expanded your platform to support authors directly, like Esteban and Masterpiece. Are you growing into ARC street team coordination or author services? What inspired that move?
Because I see that a lot of indie authors are sending arts like just PDF. So I
Mm-hmm.
want to help them do a more structured process that's going to keep their work safe.
Mm.
You know, too much
Yeah.
of that out there leads to people, you know, stealing and pirating. So
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
just want to,
definitely a thing.
yeah. just want to have them structured to be able to get to the point where if they want to become trad, they know the process and how the process works.
Yeah. And a lot of times, unfortunately, indie authors, they're so focused, laser focused on their books and the sales and getting the stories out there. Sometimes they may miss the steps of people who do not have their best interests at heart.
Yeah.
So let me add. Okay, I'm going to get into the husband. So you and your husband co-run the Mr. and Mrs. Turnpages, YouTube and TikTok. What has it meant to build something with your partner, not just romantically, but as creative business partners?
It comes like so easy because that's my best friend. Like, so anything we do together is just like us hanging out. So me trying to get him over here into the book space and read some of our books, this has been my way of trying to get him to do that through the YouTube. I feel like that's the only way I'm gonna get him to.
But your husband has a YouTube, because I be doing research on y'all when I interview anybody. So I dug in. So your husband also has his own review platform where he does like movies and stuff like that. And it's called Louis Jess. Who started their content journey first? How do your platforms align, and what do you each bring your unique voice into your joint work?
Who did it first? You did? We did it together. I think we did the music review together. I think that was when we first started trying to, get into the creator space.
You right, husband. I've been digging. I do this for real. I do this for real.
So we were doing that, and we had to stop because I got diagnosed with lupus, and it kind of like put a little halt on things. So, and it was like we didn't feel like that was a true representation of us. So we feel like this is a more accurate, description of this, like the YouTube that we have now.
I feel that. In your home and business, how do you manage overlapping goals and individual aspirations? Do you have a shared vision for content creation, or is it more about supporting each other's lanes?
I think it's a little of both. But it doesn't matter what I decide to pick up. He supports everything. I think that's my number one thing, like having a partner that supports everything that I do. I can wake up tomorrow and say, oh, I want to do this. He gonna go buy me all the equipment for it. And they're like, all right, let's go.
Right.
Like, so I think him pushing me and me trying to push him and then us pushing each other is what really helps.
So let's get back to the business of the bookish community. We've seen a disturbing rise in scammers and opportunists in the bookish business space. How do you protect your brand and creative energy from people who exploit others' labor while appearing supportive?
I especially with orders, because I know how particular people are about time frames and things like that. I give a play-by-play of everything. Like, I send out an email about every step, whether I'm waiting on books to come in, paint, anything, you're gonna get an email. And if anybody have a complaint about something, I'd rather lose money-wise than to taint my relationship with a customer, because we don't live by the customer is always right no more. Like,
fuck no.
Like,
fuck the bitches. I mean, no. No. I didn't mean that.
Yeah. So I want to bring that back a little bit, because like sometimes, people work hard for their money. So
Mm.
I just want to make sure people are getting what they pay for.
Yeah, I can understand that. But at the same time, a lot of you customers, you're disrespectful as shit. You know, you can only be professional too so long before you want to muff a bitch. So therefore, sometimes it's best just to cut ties with people
Yeah.
before it escalate into anything more. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like people tend to take advantage of the fact that we have businesses.
Yeah.
And then they take out their frustrations on us because they fucked up. And we have to be professional at all times.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like I said, I be wanting to muff a bitch. But anywho, so what do you want to see more of in the bookish artist community, especially from Black creators, publishers, and businesses looking to enter or expand within this world? See how I code switch there? Mm-hmm.
I want to see more discreet covers.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see a variety of covers for urban books
Mm-hmm.
because it seemed like it'll be a trend and everybody sticks to that trend.
Yeah.
And it's getting hard to distinguish
Yeah.
between the two.
Yeah.
Like some covers, it's like, okay, man with no shirt, man with no shirt, man with no shirt. Did I read this? Like, so I just want to see a variety.
Mm. What's one major hurdle that still exists for Black and POC creators in the bookish space? Is it access, funding, platform visibility, or something more insidious?
I think when people, everybody always trying to combine the two, like, let's work together.
Mm.
Trying to work together, I feel like that's a big one. Because you get this weird energy when you reach out that, like, hi, are you interested in this? And it's like,
Yeah.
this weird energy. So
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing.
I think, unfortunately, in the Black and POC community, we are so on guard, not because we want to be. It is a survival tactic that we have within ourselves. So even when our own people come at us to ask, "Hey, you want to come to this event? You want me to do something for my business for you?" It is always survival mode because you don't want to be taken advantage of. You don't want to be disrespected, and you don't want to be a pushover, but at the same time, you don't want anybody to think they can just come in your house and take what you worked hard for.
Yeah.
So it's hard, but unfortunately, it's just a survival tactic that we have. It's a generational thing, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We done had so many white people, no offense to any white people in here, but we done had so many white people steal from us that we are even on guard to our own people. Unfortunately. So, let's talk about businesses, all right? The fallout from events like A Million Lives. I know you heard of it. It's been all over the goddamn place. Book festival shows how greed and poor planning can harm authors and readers alike. As someone in the business of working with authors and readers, what do you think needs to change in how we organize, promote, and protect our literary community?
I think one thing is that if you know that you aren't capable of, or you have the insight to host an event on that caliber, I don't think you should even try to put anything together in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, people know what they're capable of beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it was money management, far as pricing out things and doing the tickets and seeing how much you was gonna have to provide the things that people were gonna expect. They dropped the ball somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, be accountable for your shit. That's one. Two, be transparent because money is involved. Three, also, people buy shit for book events, whether they're vendors or they're authors selling books. People bought 300 and so on books. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Some people came from overseas. That's a lot of money. So I think transparency and stuff in the bookish space is one thing that's needed. I feel bad for the authors. More so, and I'm not saying the readers didn't feel bad for them, but I feel bad for the authors because some people depend on selling a books for their next rent, because this economy is shitty.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes people get laid off, so all they have is their books. So it's an investment. So I feel bad for the authors, really, really bad for them. And for that host, look, I'm not in the white community. I'm black. And I'm just going to say this. Bitch, you is foul. Foul as fuck. You and your teeth going each and every way. You foul as fuck. You sit up here and had these people spend all that goddamn money to come to this event, to come to a fucking prom that nobody was there. You know what I'm saying? And then you had someone who was pregnant out there with twins, which is a risk by itself. No, don't get me, because I want to say this, because those authors don't have people speaking for them. They gotta speak for themselves. This bitch gave a fucking bullshit ass apology and said, oh, maybe your refunds will come May 31st. That's, yeah. That's some bullshit. We as a community always protect our indie authors and our BIPOC authors, and the fact that you at your event said the BIPOC authors that were there were problematic because they were BIPOC? Fuck you, your crooked teeth, and your book, bitch. Next question. Are there any events or conventions coming up where people can meet you, buy your work, or learn more about your services? Do you enjoy vending in person, or have you vended in person, or prefer online connection?
I haven't done vending in person. I've thought about it, thinking about it. I just would have to see how that would work. Like, do I spray a bunch of books and bring them with me to sell, or how that would work out? So
that's exactly how it would work out. You pick certain books, not so many, not a lot, and you would vend those books, and like she said, a pre-order.
Yeah,
you would do a pre-order, and you will only bring the books that you need to bring for your pre-order to your table. Any excess books, it'll be like 10 books, nothing more, so you wouldn't have to carry so much.
Yeah, I would probably try to do something like that.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to sign up for the Boozy Book Tour, though. That's all I'm saying. I know it's some big events out there, but I'm putting our bid in. Anyway, all right. Are you launching any new services, book boxes, or artist collabs that people should watch out for besides the ones that you already stated? And can you restate those in case somebody came in here and didn't hear it?
So Demon's Dream will have a book box coming out soon. And that will be the discreet special edition cover with the spray edges. And that will be full lettering on that. Yeah.
Money just gone.
I got a few. Bunny Blanco. We're gonna do something in June.
Which book? What you say?
I don't know if I can say. I'll let her announce it when she announces.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
But yeah, and a few other authors still, talking with a few people. Kimberly Brown is gonna reach back out to me when she's ready to start a project.
Mm.
So yeah, it's a lot of stuff to.
You know what book I want to see you do? The Aisha Breeze King series. The King Dynasty series.
I don't think I've seen that.
Girl, that rollout was magnificent. You need to look into Aisha Breeze King Dynasty series and anything by Tessa Stone or Natavia.
Yeah, I just seen Natavia recently, her stuff, and I was just about to read one of her books.
If you ever, it's 2 books I would love for you to do. Brick, which is the Gargoyle book, and Hood Cruvella. It's Cruvella Hoodville. There you go.
I've seen that cover. I've seen that.
Woo! If you could do a special, bruh, I swear, take my money now. Take my money now. So, for new creatives trying to build a business in the bookish or author service space, especially Black and POC creators, what is your most honest piece of advice? What do you wish someone had told you when you started?
Start a business by yourself.
Mm.
Don't work with people that you haven't known for a long time.
Whoo, Jesus. Not me though, because me and Shannon, we like this. But I feel that.
Yeah.
I felt that in my spirit. Finally, how can people best support you beyond buying a book or service? What kind of support truly moves the needle for a business like yours?
Sending authors my way. If you know an author that you want to see their book sprayed, and send them my way. Like, and you know they're interested in some of my services, or if you know an author that needs promo, I'm so more than welcome to help.
And on that note, you have answered all my questions. But before I get into my homework, because this shit is not even church announcements, this is homework. Tell them anything you need them to know so they can buy your books, support you. Besides, telling authors, tell them where they can go to your website, all that stuff, and all the services you do.
Okay, all my links are in my bio. I do PR. I do street team managing. I do spray edges. I do covers, and I do book boxes.
And ma'am, and this is why Black women be Black women. Just saying. All right.